What we're going to do here is talk about decimal numbers. You're thinking, wait a minute, those are fractions. Yes, those are fractions. You're pretty good. What we first need to do is learn how to convert fractions to decimal numbers. There's another way to write fractions in a different form. Now, some of this you probably already know. If you don't, I won't say anything bad about you, but you should know this already. 1/2. What would that be as a decimal number? Well, what if you don't know? And some of these I'm sure you don't know. As we said before in some prior video lecture, every fraction, any fraction, all fractions can be thought of and can be done as a division problem. This is 1 divided by 2. So if you get your handy-dandy rinky-dink calculator, 1 divided by 2. Of course, I know this already, but it says, look at that, 0.5. 0.5. Hey, that's it. 0.5 is the equivalent of 1/2. Some you probably already know still, 1/4. Hey, 1/4 is 0.25. I don't like this pen. Let's try another one. 0.25. Hey, what is 3/4? Of course, 2/4 is the same thing as 1/2, right? You can prove it to yourself. Use your little calculator. 3/4. You get 3 divided by 4, and it says 0.75. Ooh, that's much better. So some you know already, and these you should know off the top of your head. If you don't already, memorize those. Those will crop up so often that you probably need to know those. Now we've got a little issue here. What about 1/3? When you take 1 divided by 3, it says 1 divided by 3. I'll try that again. My goodness, it says 0.3333. How far do I go? I'm not about my wall there. It goes on forever, to infinity and beyond. It goes on and on forever. Well, here's a problem though. We got to stop it somewhere. So here's the rule. You better listen to your teacher very carefully. When you have a number like this, just divide this out, start at 0 point something or other. Stop it right there at 2 decimal places. Now, important stuff for later on. What do you call these places? Here's the tenths place. Tenth, T-E-N-T-H. That's tenths. Okay. The next one is hundredths. You can write hundredths. The next one is thousandths, etc. Well, you stop it at the hundredths place. But we have to know something else. What the next number is. Now we're going to drop it right there, but the next number is very important. If that next number, which in this case is 3, if that next number is under 5, below 5, less than 5, you leave this one alone. Don't mess with it. Of course, that is less than 5. If this, and we'll see examples in a moment, if this were 5 or more, we do something different. But since it's less than 5, we leave it alone, and we would call this 0.33. So the rule, I'm going to keep stressing this over and over till you're sick and tired, as if you aren't already. When this is less than 1, which of course, if that's a 0, it's less than 1. I mean, the whole number is. You take this out to hundredths, to 2 decimal places. That's the answer. What about something like 2/3? Well, you get your little calculator, and it's going to say 0.666666. It's a repeating bunch of 6s. Goes on forever to infinity. How far do you round off? Hey, to 2 places, to hundredths. Stop it there. But you must know what the next number is. Since the next number is 5 or more, and of course 6 is more than 5, right? We have to make this the next higher number. It's just the rule. Just do it whether you like it or not, whether you know why or not. And so this becomes a number 7. So you need to call this 0.67. What if I gave you 2/3, ask you, okay, convert this to a decimal number, and you said 0.66. No, that's not right. It's 0.67. Another mistake, don't make this mistake. Don't round off too soon. You need to round off to 2 decimal places, round off to hundreds. So you sure wouldn't call this 0.6 or 0.7. That only goes out to tenths. Take it out to hundredths. The rule is, one more time, if it's less than 1, which this is, take it out to 2 decimal places. Keep going. 2 sevenths. Well, let's see, 2 sevenths. We take 2 divided by 7, and let's see, 2 divided by 7, and that says, wow, 0.2850, 0.285714. Now here's the deal about this. This is the same number repeated over and over, okay? This is the same repeated over and over. These aren't the same, but it still goes on to infinity. Of course, yours doesn't go to infinity. It goes to about 8 places. Still, if it goes on and on and on and on, you got to stop it where? Right there at 0.28. But whoa, it's not 0.28 though, because that next number that I'm dropping is 5 or more. It's 5. You make this the next higher number. So this becomes 0.29. That's what you do with these fractions. You have to convert them into decimal numbers. That's the way it works. So what are the rules? Another rule I didn't mention, but I have to. Very important rule. Notice, you always put a 0 to the left of the decimal point. Always. You would never write a number like 0.75. The reason is, you might not make, in fact, you might not can see it real well from where you are, but that dot, if it doesn't show up really well, then that might be construed as being 75. Well, if you're, as a nurse, supposed to give some patient 0.75 of something, that's 3/4 of something, and you didn't see the little dot there and thought it was 75, you have given that patient 100 times too much. And that's not too good. That's probably fatal. So always you put the 0 and make sure your dot looks really nice and is very readily visible. You have to put the dot there nice and plain, and you must put the 0. So the rules are, you do what? You put the 0 there to the left of the dot if it's less than 1, round off to 2 decimal places. Now you're thinking, wait a minute. That's only one place because it came out exactly that. If it comes out exactly that, then you leave it that way. Here's what you don't do. You don't put a 0 out there. You wouldn't call it 0.50, just say, well, I've got to go out to 2 places. No, if that last place is a 0, you drop the 0. You don't put that there. Do not ever put the 0 on the far right. Drop it. So here we have some basic stuff about fractions. We're going to continue on in the next video about more stuff about fractions and decimals and how you convert back and forth and stuff like that there.